All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is Happy Birthday, America, and it is July the 4th, 2022. And I am one of those people who is quite proud to be an American. So, I hope it doesn't offend anybody. It's kind of turned into one of those things you're supposed to feel bad about, and I don't. I am, I am a world traveler. I have not only traveled across the world, but I have lived in many countries across the world for many years. And I'm going to tell you guys, there's no place like home, I promise. Now then, who's smiling at us? That would be one Captain Jack Sparrow, correct? Okay, so it is official. I had run across some information on a couple of the Disney boards. I believe last week or yeah, maybe last week, 10 days ago, something like that. And people were saying, oh my God, Captain Jack Sparrow showed up at Disney Park in the official ride. So, we have now, who is this reporting this? Giant freaking robot, and this is part of written by James Brizuela, and this is a Microsoft publication, and it's Disney has officially welcomed back Johnny Depp to Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, hasn't quite been confirmed to appear in the new film, but he is officially back as the mascot of the ride that has been the mainstay at Disneyland theme park since 1967. He'd been kind of pulled down off of they had pulled him back, right, from being associated with the Pirates of the Caribbean. As far as I can remember, that wasn't true for Disney World. I think in Disney World he remained part of it, but that could just be my memory playing tricks on me. But in Disneyland and overseas, there was a notable lack of Johnny Depp. Uh, Johnny Depp, clearly Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. Um, they came out last weekend or the weekend before last, where you know how they'll show the videos up on the side of the castle. They played a big video. This was during their uh, fireworks parade thing, and they showed a video, and it was Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow, and that was a huge deal, huge, because they cut off any of that type of association in the parks. He remained part of Pirates of the Caribbean ride in terms of the animatronics, but this was a big deal because and I saw him in I think it was mine and Bill's last trip was in 2020. A character was dressed up like Johnny Depp, and Bill shook his hand, and it was all stupid, being goofy and fun. Um, but they're obviously now really bringing Depp back into the role of Captain Jack Sparrow, and you don't know if Disney is romancing Depp. You don't know if they're trying to talk him into it. You don't know if this is their idea of an apology. You don't know if he's made a financial deal. Okay, well you're able to use, new advertising with my countenance, that kind of thing. Let's see. Confirmed in any of the new films, but he's officially back as the mascot of the ride that has been the mainstay at Disneyland theme park since 1967. Pirates of the Caribbean ride has been shut down for refurbishment, and that included sound improvement. What might be regarding some of the characters shown during the ride, but fans were more pleased than ever to reveal that Depp was back in his normal spot as Captain Jack Sparrow. If we're being honest, this refurbishment plan might have been to take out Johnny Depp had he lost his lawsuit. That's a good point. That was certainly not the case. This is just speculation, but the timing seems coincidental. Many were wondering what would happen next with Disney, and they had initially projected an image of Depp in Disneyland Paris just days after he had won his case. It wasn't just an image either. It wasn't like just a quick flash and then taken down. It was a bit of an homage or an homage, right? I mean, it was a, hey, Johnny, we see ya, we remember you, and we think you're awesome kind of moment, right? It was sort of like a symbolic, this is Disney and we love you. And the crowd went berserko. Sincerely, they lost it. So no, it was not a flash of Johnny Depp. It was they had his photo up there. They played clips of different movies. And then I believe when it ended, there was something like maybe, I don't remember. I'm afraid to say anything because I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like, I'm not saying this is what it was, but it was something like he's standing there and he's looking out across the ocean, and it said something like looking to the future or into the future, something like what's to come, like something. So I'm just kind of thinking, that there may be some conversation happening between Depp and Bruckheimer. I'm going to tell you this though. I think I think that Disney and Bruckheimer are probably going to be made to, cut the head off a few live chickens. I think that what, I don't know that I should say this though. I think that Depp is a fairly humble guy. He's pretty simple. Um, Maybe not. He might just low key really, if they ended up coming up with a really sincere, just a private apology, he might would be motivated by that. Real, just being the kind of guy he is. I don't think he'd like anything that was like out in front of cameras and big for everybody to see. I don't think that would work with him. I think they would do better to quietly just say, yeah, we did totally screw it up. Um, oh, and by the way, Amber Heard does have a multi-million-dollar book deal. Now, here's the way it's going to go. It's a tell-all book on Johnny Depp. It's probably not going to be about anything connected to what happened within the walls of the courtroom, but it's probably going to be a collection of the most embarrassing stories that she could come up with to tell, right? Because she's out for vengeance. She's angry. And we know about personality disorders when they get angry, right? So here are a few things to remember. We saw how well no, she doesn't lie well, but we saw how she lies without restraint when the cameras are rolling and she's under oath in a court of law. So I ask you, how much lying do you think she's going to do in the book? Like, at this point, do you have any reason whatsoever to believe a single word that she might put into a book? Think about that. So there's an injunction against the money that is owed. And so even if she does $1 million deal, it's going to have to be more than 8.5 million or something. It's going to have to be more than that for her to even see a dime. And then Depp or Ben Chew, and they're just going to turn around and sue her again with all the lies that she puts in the book. She is one dumb broad, if you know what I mean. So I would think that she would just at this point now be focused on rehabilitating her image. Go sail around the world and do some soul searching. Go to India and do the whole peace, love, and curry thing, and get your act together, Amber. And then when the time is right, why don't you come out with a tell-all book about yourself, about the life you've had, and the things that led you to a point to concoct such terrible lies about the world's most beloved pirate? You know, that is a book that might sell. So at this point, I think any publisher that would pick this book up and market it, I think that they're doomed. I don't think all those 53 million people that were watching this trial and watching things online and reading about it, all those people that signed that petition, all those people, none of them will buy the book. Not one. And the reason they won't is because it will be a work of fiction. It will be the demented, sicko lies that she can pull together from everybody's worst behavior and attribute it all to Johnny Depp. So no one that saw the trial will even take the time to read any, salacious memoir about my life with Johnny Depp. They're not going to do it. But I'm serious about what I said. Ask yourself, if you knew that Amber Heard was on this soul-searching mission and that she was doing all kinds of important things to help others and get in touch with herself and working hard to get away from the whole, narcissistic supply crap of Hollywood, and really and truly try to make her life better and get to know herself, and then wrote a book about her childhood, the death of her best friend, how do you lose a driver's license when you're 17, then people would buy that book. That's the truth. So it doesn't matter if Elon Musk is going to open up a publishing house and the only book they're going to publish will be Amber Heard's book about Johnny Depp. That doesn't matter. It won't help her because no one is going to read that book. No one. Oh, well, I guess maybe the people, what is it, like 101 people on Twitter that support Amber Heard. So anyway, so getting back to old Johnny Depp here. Johnny Depp is going through a big resurgence because as the public has continually backed him up because of his, I wouldn't say that they have backed him up since his trouble with Heard began. That is absolutely not correct. They destroyed him. The public sided with Heard and his life was dismantled. And I think that that's why people have become so passionate in supporting him at this point now. And there's so much disdain for Amber Heard is because she told lies. And those lies were not harmless. Those lies destroyed what used to be one of the history's greatest actors, right? So at this point now, there's a lot of people that feel like they owe something to getting his accurate memory back in place, right? I don't mean owe him financially. I mean, give him his rightful spot as a really accomplished and renowned actor, as well as just a good and decent, gentle guy. I think that might be fueling all the passion. Depp is, let's see, Depp is now making music again and has a new album with legendary rock star Jeff Beck. The pair have already released a single off the new album. I think that's Hedy Lamarr. We had reported that Depp was in talks for a cameo in Pirates of the Caribbean 6, though that is yet to be confirmed. He is also set to start filming his first movie role since the trial. He will portray King Louis XV I told y'all that, didn't I? About the second week of the trial. It's actually a huge role, huge movie, huge win for Johnny Depp. Big loss for Hollywood. Johnny Depp had stated in court that he would not return to the Pirates of the Caribbean, even for $300 million. However, that may have been because Disney was quiet about backing him up, though he was the face of one of their most successful franchises. Now that he has returned as the figurehead for the ride, that could mean that Disney has offered their apologies and wallets to the man to return to his best role. They might have had to offer him $301 million. That's silly. That's just dumb. If they're going to offer him anything, it'll be, something big. Pirates of the well, I mean, 300 million is big, but that's pretty common. That's pretty common for him for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Pirates of the Caribbean just wouldn't be the same without Depp. There's a film that's going to be led by Margot Robbie. Depp would be sorely missed. Another pirate spinoff is said to be eyeing Dwayne Johnson. They are not going to relegate Johnny Depp to like a little walk-on kind of cameo appearance. That will not have Johnny. They will not do that here's why I say that. Because of the current financial situation that Disney finds themselves in. Now, they've recovered a bit, not a lot, but a bit. I'm talking about the stock. They've recovered a little bit. They have definitely rearranged upper management, and some on the board have walked. So they are in the current... They're in the process right now of retooling the management and the public face of Disney. And alongside all of the push for the early sexualization of children, I think the second biggest slap to Disney was that they turned their back on Johnny Depp without giving him time to say these are lies that are being, that these are lies against me. They gave no time. They gave him no grace. They gave him no, it was this knee jerk. Amber's female. She's not capable of lying. Believe her at all cost. It was like everybody every politically motivated person wanted a sacrificial lamb after Harvey Weinstein, after he fell, after they got Harvey Weinstein, and it generated so much publicity. I think everybody was motivated on, we got to bring them down. We got to be the one to take down the big guy. We got to catch them being dirty and nasty and doing these, weird things. We want our guy. And I think for a few people at Disney, they looked at it like, yes, we'll get rid of Johnny Depp and we'll have our Harvey Weinstein. That will be as, revered by women as anybody else. And it was a huge, huge misstep. So it's very interesting, the changes that are happening in a bit of a, I don't want to say subtle, because the homage that happened in Disneyland Paris was huge. It wasn't subtle. And I believe it happened, if I'm remembering, did it happen? Maybe it happened the day after the verdict. Am I remembering that right? At least within the week after the verdict. So he's back somehow. I don't believe it's going to be a cameo role, because I think that will only manage to fuel anger from the Disney people. I'm talking about the fans. So we just keep watching. It's very interesting. It's some big steps with nothing yet, uh, coming out in the mainstream media. But how can they think about this? How can mainstream media have a story about Johnny Depp where he's, back? Because they have hitched their wagon to Amber Heard, the most abused woman on the planet, right? So how could they? How could they do that? All right. Okay. Well, I don't know what you guys have planned for the 4th of July. I'm gonna work. That's what I'm doing today. I'm working. And then they always do big fireworks here over the ocean. So there'll be fireworks tonight. It'll scare all my little dogs to death. And that's kind of what we're gonna do. But even though things are about as bad as they can get right now in our country, it's still a hell of a lot better place than some other places I lived. I can promise you that. People that live in Egypt, that's a hard life. And if you're fortunate enough that you have money, then you can make it a bit easier. But there's not much money there in the country. It's pretty rough. People sitting in car lines to get petrol in their cars. That was like we were experiencing back in the 70s when Carter was president. Um, it Food, again, if you had money, they had these small grocery stores that you could go to that would have products that were like from Europe. Um, but without that, you would buy produce and whatnot from the little air market. And I will say this about Egypt: there's a lot of great things about living in Egypt too, but their vegetables and fruit was crazy beautiful, like really, really good. It's grown in the Nile Delta, and that soil is so rich, and I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful vegetables. But anyway, United States, for our faults, there's really no other place like it on the planet. Truly, truly not. So I'm glad to be here, right? First year we are not buying fireworks. It feels strange. Yeah, we don't do the fireworks. It I don't know why. I don't like the loud, but then when people around here, they do big fireworks that they shoot off over the water. And so that's really pretty. That's the great big ones. But as far as like firecrackers and such, I don't really understand that. First, uh, Adaptil spray works well to calm dogs. Yeah, they don't. The I have one dog. Okay, so I've got 3 dogs that they get scared, but you can talk to them and they'll calm down, right? But there's one dog that she literally, when I was in the bed about asleep, literally crawled over the top of my head last night and down underneath the blanket in abject, just absolute fear, because there were some people across the road that were doing fireworks, and you can't get her out because her claws. And I just said, Bill, just leave her where she is. She's horrified. I mean, the whole bed was shaking. It was sad. It was really, really sad. And you can talk to her, you can pet her, and she's just terrified. So yeah, so I will try. I'll go to the pets. Can I get that at PetSmart? It's really sad how scared they get, isn't it? Really, really sad. Hi, Kathy. How are you? So let's keep our fingers crossed that Disney doesn't do us wrong and they get Captain Jack Sparrow in order like it should be and not play some stupid cameo role or anything like that. They know what we want. He is owed one. Would you agree? If he will give us one more Pirates of the Caribbean with the real Jack Sparrow, then I think everybody would be happy to let him go and either have a new Jack Sparrow or let him go and have, maybe the son of Jack Sparrow or something like that. But I don't think anyone will be happy because of the way this thing went down. I don't think there'll be anyone that will be happy about a cameo appearance. I think it will be a bomb. The first round of moviegoers that see it, they're going to come out and they're going to say, yeah, he's got like 5 minutes. And everybody is going to go, no, Disney, not doing it. Not giving you my money. Nope. Not after what you did to the man. No way. So I hope they will do one movie. That will be the apology. And then everybody will be willing to play ball and let it go. Right? Oh, the cameo. And that's what I was going to say, Aunt Sally. I can't even imagine Depp would even allow that after what Bruckheimer and Disney did. I think if they approached him with a cameo, I think he would just laugh in their face and go, really? Really? You did that to me? Destroyed everything. Everybody looked to Disney to see how they were going to treat Johnny Depp after the, Amber Heard's accusations. You think I'm going to lower myself to a cameo? It's not like I'm doing you a favor. No way. I want the role. And if he doesn't get the role, I don't think he'll do it. Happy 4th of July, Susan Bezio. It works on my Maltese Pomeranian. I'm going to go get some Scottie Nona because tonight it'll be a lot. And it goes on for hours, right? Because there's so many people in this. That's like we're right on the ocean. So there's just all the shoreline. People are shooting things, shooting the fireworks off. I got a job of dirt. I got a job of dirt. Can you put up the link to PIN membership on an iPhone? What do I do? I don't know what that is, Rochelle. Fairway Classic Spray and Room Diffuser for cats and dogs. Okay, so again, can I get that at PetSmart? Y'all have to tell me where to buy these things. I'll go buy them, but I need to know where to get them. You know what I've been really watching? Wait. I got Fair and Balance playing in my ear. There we go. I have been watching all of the stuff on Megan Walsh, John Walsh's daughter. It's kind of crazy, y'all. I think it came back out like in June, but that was about the time the whole Johnny Depp deal was going on, and I didn't pay attention a bit. I don't see a link here for a join page. How do I get a link for a join page? I got a jar of dirt. Don't see any kind of link to join. I don't. Someone has said this before. There's a way to join on your iPhone, isn't there, y'all? Hey, Sally. I agree they need to give Jack, or ugh, I agree they need to give Johnny Depp his Captain Jack Sparrow, but a good pirate movie. The last few were full of CGI, ridiculous effects. I want to see less special effects and more JD. Completely agree, Sally. 100% absolutely agree. Yeah. I didn't like all the weird screen cuts and I'm with you. Um Getting those shots on the open ocean that we saw in the first two films, having a really decent story where the characters were the focus and not Disney trying to get people to go ooh ah. They lost it. They did it. So I'm with you. I think they give him the role, but they got to make it a Captain Jack role. It's got to be his role, right? Where we get to see him again instead of just him, behind all the computer tricks, I guess. You have to go through Google to join on an iPhone. Thank you, Diane. Okay. Hey, Rabbit, how are you? I've never seen any of those movies, but I heard the first two were the best. Ooh, Snow Lion. Please don't tell me that you've never seen Captain Jack Sparrow. Parlay. You better go. You better go watch them. Greatest kids shows ever. So good. Now I'm gonna tell the truth. I think all the Johnny Depp shows except I did not do Mordecai, and I didn't buy Mordecai, and I didn't buy. There was another one I didn't buy. Edward Scissorhands. Yes, Amber, it's true. I am the one person in America that did not believe that Johnny Depp had scissors for hands. I refused. I boycotted the movie, Amber. It was just too unbelievable for me. No, I didn't watch Mordecai, and I did not watch I have watched Edward Scissorhands now, but I didn't until just when all this trial stuff was going on, and I really watched it more as a show of support to Johnny Depp, because when you watch those movies, his old movies, he gets money for that, right? So so every time that you go and watch, if you rent on Prime or Netflix or whatever, he gets a piece of the pie. That's what he meant when he said in his interview. I'm talking like y'all have seen all of his interviews and stuff, but in one of his interviews, he says something like, he said something like just before, or at, no, I think he says as the, how did he say it? Somehow or another, he makes a connection, and he started believing that people would be less inclined to go to a movie theater, which is where he was getting box office royalties. Y'all stay with me a minute. I'll get it spit out here. So when these actors get a movie role, they get money up front. And then if they're making a major contribution to the movie, like a starring role or a lead support, then they can sometimes negotiate box office, a percentage of the box office returns, right? So clearly Johnny Depp is a box office return kind of guy. He makes more money in his movies from box office percentage than from his original signing $20 million. So he said that at some point, and I don't remember I don't remember if he said that it was, I believe he said it was when they were doing John Dillinger. And he said that at that point, he started thinking about how the computers and how television was changing, cable TV was dying, and he was thinking about all that. And he got to thinking, one day it's going to be the same way with movie theaters. People are not going to go to movie theaters like they have in the past. And then he looks at the camera and he grins really big. And he said, I'm glad I thought about that. Right? Like this knowing kind of smile. He says, I'm glad I thought about that. And then he turns to the guy that's interviewing him at one of Hunter Thompson's people. And he turns and he looks at the guy that's interviewing him and he says something along the lines of, so do you watch movies on Prime, or do you buy movies on Amazon Prime? Something like that. And I said, oh, way to go, Depp. So I think his contracts maybe he stopped asking for box office royalties and he began asking for a piece of the pie from the online rental and purchase of movies. Because then, so he says, do you watch Prime or do you buy Prime or something like that? And then a couple of minutes later, they go on and kind of make a few jokes and everything. They go on later, and then he says something along the lines of, he said, and then COVID hit. And he started laughing. So he obviously capitalized on everybody being at home. He goes on, he talks a lot about people, what they did during the pandemic, and that the online viewing of movies, blossomed. And so he's making money every time you watch one of his movies online, or you purchase the movie. He's getting a piece of that pie. And during the trial, all of these statistics people, they were keeping track. Who's watching Depp movies? Who's watching Amber movies? And no one, Amber Heard, I'm feeling bad for Jason Momoa because people were so angry against Amber Heard that they quit watching Aquaman. So Jason Momoa has taken a hit while Johnny Depp is, he's very happy right now. He's a very happy pirate right now. Johnny Depp fans need to watch The Libertine. Oh, man. Oh, my God. It's so good, wasn't it? So good. Yes. That's a great one. The Libertine and, I can't even tell you. I love all of them. I really do. Amber Heard, on the other hand, is a horrible actress. She's a horrible actress. In fact, I sent a tweet to Stephen King the other day. Somebody was saying something about I think it was he had made a tweet about Amber Heard or something, and I always tweet him stuff because about The Stand, right? I'm always talking about characters or whatnot, and I told him, I said, "How can you support her?" I know, like he read it, right? How can you support her? She totally destroyed the brilliant character that you created in Nadine. And then she absolutely destroyed Nadine. Nadine is left to just look like a simpleton. That's what she looks like because of Amber Heard's role. She just made her look like a simpleton. All of the complexity, Nadine being, if you read the book, Nadine is one of the most pivotal characters. Like the whole goal of the book, or the whole premise of the book, is this age-old battle between good and evil, right? That's the whole point of the whole book, is that there's this battle of good versus evil. all of that battling on the macro level was actually contained on the micro level within Nadine. That was the whole point of Nadine's role. That she's this good person, kind, loving, good to children, great to animals. She's this, but injured, damaged, but a decently good person. But because of her early damage that she had no control over, that leaves her open to what? To being corrupted, right? So oh my God, it makes me so mad every time I think about it. Yes, she sucked like it was the worst. She clearly, I'm talking about Amber Heard, had zero idea about what Nadine was supposed to be, like what her role was supposed to be in this magnificent epic tale of good versus evil. She had zero idea. She played the role like she was on 901-270 or whatever that show was. It's horrible. Horrible, makes me so mad. Okay. Let this sink in. Amber Heard was such a bad actor, she made Jodi Arias look positively Oscar worthy. She did, Rabbit. She did. In fact, you know what she looked like, Rabbit? She looked like she studied Jodi Arias' courtroom behavior, and then she mimicked Jodi Arias. Didn't it look like that? Man, it was bad. It was so bad. Which version of the Stand do you read? The very first one, the first one that came out in the was it that late? I don't even remember, 80s or. No, I think it was early 90s when it came out. Why did that come up? I don't want that. How many books are in the Stand? 1978. God, it's such a good book. Such a great book. I hate to. I have several of the first edition, not because I was collecting, but no, 78 is the original book. The first edition is 1978. They did a mini series in the 90s and then this new one. I have said, and I continue to say today, I really wish that Hollywood would get their act together and take that book and turn it into an epic and actually hire actors that would do the roles justice, right? Like really good actors. And then show it on the big screen. The miniseries that came out in the 90s was much better than this most recent one. Much better. Leaps and bounds better. True. But still, the book is everything. Rabid Dog. Have you ever read the book? Who hid the... But why the rum? I love it when he wakes up and she's burning the rum. He's like, but where's the rum? The rum? You had to use the rum? That was one change that I did not like, singing Piranha, right? The 90s portrayal was much more realistic. The army is not going to be gentle and kind if they have to lock down an entire town for a biological warfare, right? Oh man, Rabid Dog. You gotta read. I'm telling you, you gotta read it. I'm telling you. Like, it's a travesty that you haven't. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable book. Great book. I was around some of the areas they filmed in as my dad was. We went to Utah and Midvale to see some of the filming. That is very cool, Cinnamon. Very cool. It is a must read. Absolutely, Cericia. Yep. But I felt like on the 90s, I can't remember the lady's name. The 90s miniseries, the lady that played Nadine, oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. Oh, I can't tell y'all because if y'all watch it, then I'm messing it up. Okay, so the role in the 90s, the lady that played Nadine in the 90s, um, she really she definitely read the book. She definitely understood that the big book, on a macro level, that problem was actually working out and contained within Nadine. And so she did a really great job highlighting and showing the internal struggle, right? That fight within herself between kind of like the devil on her shoulder and the little angel on her shoulder, and this being pulled in two directions. She showed it, but she highlighted her frustration, like with the compulsion to be good or compulsion to be evil. And in the end, guess what Nadine does? Should I give you a spoiler alert? Rabbit, if you're gonna read the book, you need to turn it off because I'm fixing to do a spoiler. Fixing to do a spoiler right now. I don't want to mess it up for you and tell you whether evil wins and it's heartbreaking or goodness wins and it's kind of cheesy. Yay! So if y'all don't want to know about Nadine, y'all click off now. And as soon as I give the resolution, then I'm going to end this live anyway. So if you need to go, thank you for being here. Happy birthday, America, and all that stuff. And y'all have a really great day. Rabbit's going to close his ears. Okay. So in the end, so you got Nadine from just about the very beginning. She's introduced actually probably in the middle of the main character. She's not one of the first ones introduced, but she's introduced into the book maybe 5, 6, 7 chapters in. And so when you first know her, she's a really great person. She's somebody that you would spend time with and be friends with, like just a regular person, good to kids, good to people, and that kind of thing. She gets into this after the pandemic comes, and now it's like this survival mode. Then you begin to see glimpses of the damage, the things that hurt her in her life. And so she's struggling for resolution for all of the, bad things that have happened. They happen to everybody in life, right? And so you begin to see that she's bitter and she gets angry when she thinks about being cheated and that kind of thing. And what does that do? That opens the door to evil, right? That your old preachers used to tell you, don't even open that door up and just even to peek, because the devil will swing it wide open. So she's bitter and she's upset about the things that happen, even though she's really a really good person. And so what happens? Yeah. So the devil begins to seduce her. And the devil in this particular uh, work of literature is the walking man. Um, and so he begins to seduce her. And but even as she's being seduced, she recognizes this is not what I want. That is not me. The people that are me are right here. I don't want to go to the people out there. This is where I belong. To make a long story short, um, the the devil at Randall Flagg, the Walking Man, he ends up winning out. He seduces her. She gets pregnant. And of course, she's pregnant with the devil's baby. Okay. So she gets pregnant and she doesn't know that he's the devil. She doesn't know that it's the devil's baby until the baby starts growing. And it does seem to be like sucking the life out of her. And so even as all this is going on, she's trying to help people that she recognizes from earlier in the book, from like either before the pandemic or the good people, you know, that survived the pandemic. She's trying to help them in a way, but then she knows that, you know, Randall Flagg is got all this all-knowing, omniscient power. And so she's tricking him. Well, she's catatonic from shock of all that she's experiencing. But at some point, the goodness in her sort of makes contact with reality, right? And so internally, she's like having this battle, this spiritual kind of battle. And at one point, oh my God, it's the greatest quote in the whole entire miniseries, both miniseries. She looks up, she's been catatonic, and she looks up and she looks at everybody in the room, and they're all shocked because she hasn't been speaking. She's been, you know, out of her mind. And she looks up and she says something about we're all dead, and she says we're all dead and we're living in hell. Now they're in Las Vegas, and you got all these bright lights are going on, and everybody's wearing like silk suits and all these nice clothes, and they all look at her, and she looks around at him. She says, "We're all dead, and we're living in hell." And Randall Flagg kind of laughs, and she gets up, and you know what she does? Does she give in to the evil, or does she give in to the good? She gives in to the evil. She goes and she jumps over the balcony and commits suicide. And that opens up then that discussion and argument about, you know, is suicide is it something that, you know, you lose your soul forever? Because in this case, she does it to stop the Antichrist from being born. Crazy, right? Oh my God, it's so complicated and so good. Okay. Now spend the whole day reading or watching one of the movies. All right. Okay, enough. Thank goodness we don't have to live with all that drama, right? We're all living just simple, nice, quiet little lives. Okay. I will see you guys again. Not a celebration of when Will Smith slapped an alien. Oh, that's July the 4th, a celebration of Will Smith slapping an alien. Okay, people, y'all have a great day. If you haven't watched The Stand, or if you haven't read The Stand, buy the book. It's big. It takes a long time, but wow, it is a really great work of art. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.